so I'd started making an intensive study of that. And as I did so, I became aware, actually, there was far more material in here than the Theravada tradition, this tradition of Southern Buddhism, really made use of. And as I say, became aware of that and became aware, if you like, there was literally a gold mine of material here that hadn't been mined. And I suppose, in a sense, what I've been partly doing ever since is really trying to utilise this material. I think Stephen does the same. Stephen Batchelor has come to a similar conclusion that actually what we've got with the tradition is a story, but you can tell another story as well using the same material. And I suppose the other big change occurred because I got involved in academia. Which was, I always describe myself as the accidental academic because I never intended it to happen.
Wasn't you okay?
For me, it's always been the process of not translating from one language to another, but in a way it's almost very similar, of translating from this Asian tradition and how can it benefit people like yourselves. Is there any way this is going to connect with you, even if you come from a completely different tradition yourself, or no tradition at all? And I feel that's been one of the major parts of one of the things that I've wanted to do, is actually communicate this material to people in the Western world. And I've never really traced out how this happened, but for some reason it was probably through Gaia House and teaching at Gaia House, because Mark Williams used to go to Gaia House, and he knew of my work in Bristol, and he did, and he was interested in getting a master's degree in MBCT in Oxford at that time. He invited me to be part of the team to set up the master's degree in Oxford. And it astonished me at the time, because one of the things he wanted really strongly was to have a third of the master's degree as being Buddhist psychology. And some of you probably know this, because this is not a secret by any means, that actually Buddhism is not Mark's tradition. He is a Christian. Yet he still wanted this big component of Buddhist psychology, because he felt there was something, even from his understanding and going on retreat himself, something that was incredibly important in this material to offer to students who are going to be training in this more secularized version of mindfulness. I mean, it was incredible to be sitting in Oxford University teaching mindfulness. But Oxford University is incredibly conservative. I mean, it's an incredible story, really, if you think about it, even from Christina's first, with John Kabat-Zinn being on retreat with her, to now having this situation in the UK, and it's happening in different ways throughout Europe, where we now have it in Parliament, with Lords and MPs, members of Parliament, many who have gone. I think it's something like 160 odd people have gone through the 8-week course at Oxford. This is still at Parliament, and this is still continuing. To also having this master's degree in one of the major universities, an incredibly conservative university. And I remember expressing this to the students the very first run we had of the master's course, saying, I'm almost pinching in myself that I'm sitting here in Oxford University talking about this material to you, because when I started at the age of 17, this was really fringe.
Yeah. Es muy extraordinario este movimiento desde el mundo marginal hasta mainstream.